Hello, I'm Natalie Kenway, editor of ESG Clarity. Today I'm joined by Louisiana Salge, impact specialist at EQ Investors. EQ Investors has published its annual impact report detailing the positive impact the portfolio and assets have made on the environment and society. Thank you for joining me today, Louisiana.
Thanks so much, Natalie. Great for being here.
First of all, can you give us an overview of the impact report and what it covers?
So we launched our 4th annual impact report for the EQ Positive Impact portfolios this week, and we're really excited about that. Every year we dig really deep into all of the companies that we own and try to measure and transparently report on the positive impact these have created in the past year. And this year, we also detail our engagement activities to push for change in 4 UN goal-related areas, as well as a deep dive into carbon and climate risk.
Fantastic. Well, can you give us some examples of the impacts the EQ Positive Impact Adventurous portfolio has made?
So a key prerequisite to impact investing is to report on the achieved impacts through the investment solution providers. On page 3 of the impact report, which I encourage you all to look at, we show the aggregated social and environmental impacts associated with £1 million investment in the EQ Positive Impact Adventures portfolio. And what that covers, for example, is the associated amount of renewable energy generated, the avoided emissions associated with sold products of investee firms, and also on the social side, number of patients treated for disease, for example, and the number of hours of education provided. So this just gives you a little bit of an overview. And what we've done also is to create an interactive version of this as an impact calculator on our website, which further allows personalization of these impact reports. And we really hope that that really connects individual investors to their values.
How are portfolios supporting businesses and communities impacted by the global pandemic COVID-19?
So given that the EQ Positive Impact strategy really seeks out investments in those companies providing sustainable solutions to global challenges, when the pandemic actually hit, we were already exposed to a variety of firms that helped lessen the burden of the COVID outbreak. So through the funds that we select, we invested in companies contributing solutions across diagnosis, treatment, and also cure of COVID-19. So kind of to illustrate this a little bit, Renalytics AI, for example, is developing antibody testing kits. Teladoc Health provides essential digital healthcare services when in-person doctors were closed. And Moderna has a vaccine candidate in clinical trials, which you might have heard about in the news. And I think for us, it's really exciting to share positive stories in really such a difficult year. And to show that investing sustainably doesn't just solve tomorrow's problems, but also is well suited for positive impact on today's challenges. And I guess as an added benefit, our overweight in healthcare has also really been a tailwind to relative financial performance for our portfolios over the past months.
There's also a focus on climate change in the impact report. Can you explain your findings there and how the portfolio is supporting that?
Climate change definitely is one major focus this year. We touch on it in several different ways. So firstly, we think that investing in solution providers to the world's biggest issues is really key to building back better in a post-pandemic world. In the report, we detail how the companies that we invest in already benefit such a green recovery that we are hoping to expect from this. And this includes case studies on climate change mitigating businesses, everything from working to create sustainable cities, greening the grids, and also to investing in green bonds, which help to finance these kinds of projects. And then secondly, we provide a really deep, full carbon footprinting assessment of the EQ Positive Impact portfolios. And we demonstrate that we have significantly lower carbon intensity than the market indices. And putting this into context of climate change then, because I think that's often neglected, our analysis then shows that our portfolios are currently aligned with the Paris Climate Agreement target, which is a great thing to have. And we continue to measure against that type of context. And then lastly, climate action was one of our 4 strategic engagement themes this year. And it's really great to share progress that we've made in pushing both fund managers to adopt best practices and also directly engaging with underlying portfolio companies. As an example, with Share Action's Investor Decarbonization Initiative to engage with more than 25 firms directly, and urging them to adopt climate change targets and also green their electricity use, for example.
Great. Well, thank you for sharing all of those insights with us. For more on the EQ Investors' latest impact report, view the written article on esgclarity.com, where you'll also find a link to the full report. Thank you.
Thanks so much.